So any ideological influence which is detrimental to this effort is impermissible in Chinese society. Maybe you can put in a little bit because it's abstract, you're not caught right away, but sooner or later when they evaluate the work, and measure the reactions, measure the social effect of your work, they'll discover that what is good, what is bad, because the goal is there, what we want. So because of the majority of the Chinese people want to protect the moral of this new society, so this is our responsibility. This is the way they measure your work. So some people ask, is this brainwashing? I think if you want to put it in this way, I agree with this. It is brainwashing. But I want to point out one fact, that is, I think everybody's thinking is determined by his social being, by his environment, by the people around him. Everybody picks up ideas from books, movies, plays, paintings, all the things around you. And this is more and more so recognized by people here, I think. I was very interested in reading several articles in the New York Times and Time Magazine not too long ago, where I think it was one was the writer who made a survey about the impact of TV programs among the public, and also sometimes I read the readers' letters to the publication, what they found, the impact of certain TV programs on human beings' behavior. Even when in the last, not too long ago, when they had the big incident in Washington, D.C., where, who's that guy, held up some Muslims in Washington, D.C., when he held up over 100 people as hostages. And later on, I think there was a debate over how to cover this kind of news. There was some rethinking of how to properly use the communications you have. So I think, of course, from our viewpoint, we feel we already experimented it, and we feel that all the people working in the mass media have a certain responsibility, and already explained, what's our goal and how to accomplish this thing. And anything contrary to this would be criticized by the people, not only by your own leadership, but the people also have their own opinions. So this kind of policy, I think, the brainwashing, I feel that nobody really can avoid brainwashing in this world, because you're influenced by we're all together and we influence each other. So everybody's brain is being constantly washed. So the only difference really is what is washed out. What we hope to achieve in China is to wash out the dirty, base instincts of human being, and to try to replace it with loftier ideas. I think nobody can say a people less selfish, a people less greedy is worse than the people. This at least is our standard, that the people less selfish, less greedy is certainly better than the people more greedy and more selfish. So what we want to do is to really replace these selfish and greedy ideas with a better one. So for this reason, we do accept the kind of censorship in China from the people, from the leadership, from our peers. So this is how we work. And this is why in China, the audience play a very important role in the theater arts, in all performing arts. The audience is very much aware of their rights and their responsibilities. They'll tell us through letters or meetings what they got out of the play. If there's any ill effects which would harm our common cause, they will point it out, criticize us, and sometimes come up with a new idea how to correct it. So this is the kind of relationship between audience and us. So cultural workers are not special. It is really a division of labor in the society. The workers and peasants, they feed us, and they have the right to supervise us. So whenever we want to put up a play, we do get a lot of help from the peasants workers when we want to depict them. Maybe I want to go into a little bit about our working method, 3-in-1 combination, which means the process of creating a new play, a contemporary play, is when we found a worthwhile story we want to project, then we would send a group of people from our theater, including director, set designer, and the writer, and a few actors, form a group and go to that area to talk to that area, the people. And usually when you go there, you get the help immediately from that locality, and they would have people to work with you and to show you how this thing took place, and also to tell you, set up models for you and point out models for you to write about. So then after you live there for a while, you have the draft of the play, and you try to set it up in that locality right there and get the opinions. Once you have a rough idea, you show them, and they'll give you, they will try to enrich it and tell you more, give you more suggestions. That is how a new play would be created on contemporary theme in China. And that's what we call a 3-in-1 combination that combines the professionals and combines the administrative leadership and masses, which means the people in that area. So this is the relationship between audience. This is the working method. This is the principle of art and literature and what kind of role they play in the society. So all in all, what I'm trying to convey to you is a different kind of concept in art and literature and how it functions in China. And this is exactly what Mao wanted, and this was the tradition set up by Mao since 1920s up to now. If China continues to carry out Mao's line in art and literature, time will tell whether we can achieve our ultimate goal in art and literature, which is again Mao's ultimate goal. Quote, he said, "What we want to achieve is the unity of politics and art, the unity of content and form, the unity of revolutionary political content, and the highest possible perfection of artistic form." You see, the new culture in China, the history is still very short. It's very young. It didn't have much time to develop. So this goal is still there, whether we will follow Mao's line and try to achieve this goal and set up a new kind of culture which is not quite the same as the highest perfection of art forms in the West or in other societies, but a unique, different kind of standard in China. So this we have to wait and see. Now Chairman Mao has died, and whether this would be followed up, and we don't know at this point. So I'll end my talk right here, and I'll await your questions and criticisms. Thank you.